How are you today? Good evening, welcome. How's everyone today? We are back after a long break. This is all almost 4 or 5 days since we haven't spoken. Have you guys been able to practice? Did you get a chance to practice with what we discussed on the Google Ad side? Did you get some chance to actually do some practice there? Is there any question around keyword research, around setting up the search campaign, scheduling, anything that you want to discuss from the last week? Any questions before we start the next campaign, that is the PMax campaign, which we will build it today? Any questions from the last week, guys? No? All right. So, if you're coming here for the first time, make sure you subscribe to the channel and also like the video that you're watching right now. And today we'll discuss the Performance Max campaign, which is the Google's latest AI campaign, basically. So when it comes to placement, I'm not sure how many of you understand and what do you understand by the word placement. It simply means how much and where your ad is visible. That is the simplest meaning of placement. So in case of Google, there are six primary placements that Google has. One of them is Google search, basically, where you search something and your advertisement appears right before the search. Then you have display campaign. Display is basically Google's inventory, where your campaign will appear outside Google, like the website that are partnered with Google. It appeared in form of display. So you supply the images and the display campaign will appear there. Then there's other, which is the YouTube channel, which is all of you know that YouTube is part of Google's like overall empire, and they have the inventory of entire YouTube channels, right? So that's the third thing. Then you have Gmail. So in the Gmail, there are ads that appear as part of your like when you're watching your Gmail inventory inbox, you see there are certain ads that appear, right? So let me show you. Right now in our Gmail, there's a promotion tab, right? Let me go to, I think, yeah. So in the promotion tab, the ads will appear on the top. In If you go to a normal, this is a corporate Gmail. If you go to a normal Gmail, you will have ads appearing on the top. So that is also Google's inventory. So when you do a Performance Max campaign, you can show your ad on all these locations. So earlier what used to happen is when we wanted to show your ad, like our ads, to all these locations, we had to plan the campaign separately. So there was a separate campaign that was specifically designed to Gmail. So this is where your actual campaign like ads appear when you are inside Google. So when you see the ad, when someday you will see the ad, you'll see an ad written here and the ad will be visible on this screen, right? Yes, so this is the ad right now, if you can see it clearly. Easebuds and this Adidas outlet. These are the two ad campaigns that are appearing inside the email inbox. So when you're browsing through your promotions tab, you'll see this kind of ad. So this is also Google's inventory. So when you do a Performance Max campaign, your ad will be visible on YouTube, on search, on shopping, on partner website, and on Gmail also. So these are all the placement that Google will give you when you run a Performance Max campaign. So today we are setting up the performance campaign, and this is the like topmost AI campaign. So when you talk about how to use AI inside Google's ad campaigns, Performance Max is the like ultimate AI campaign. Here they ask you to supply the minimum possible information, just like the Advantage Plus that we discussed on Facebook. PMax is also quite similar in nature. The objective is also similar. So you can run PMax for sales, for lead generation, for app promotion, for local store visit also. So let's check how many, for what all objectives we can run PMax. So sales, definitely you can run PMax. You see the PMax here. Then you have lead also you can run PMax for lead. Click on continue and you'll see PMax appearing here. Then for app promotion, website traffic, all of this you can definitely use PMax campaign. Today we want to do sales PMax or lead generation PMax, because sales maybe we'll cover tomorrow when we'll do the shopping actually. But more or less the setting remains the same. Uh, Shashank, we have more or less in next 2 weeks we'll complete the like we start building the AI agents for different use cases from Monday. So maybe we'll build 5 to 6 different agents, and you will understand how to use AI agents for your marketing, for content marketing, for SEO, for PPC, performance marketing, and all. So that we'll cover in next 2 weeks, like starting from next week, and then we'll. So once the AI agent part is over, then we'll see if we need to have more classes or that's it. So more or less by the first week of September, we should be able to complete the course. Now here we have selected the lead part. Then the next set is the performance conversion goals. We already discussed the conversion goals in last class. If you are not part of the last class, then maybe you quickly check the last video that was live on last, I think, Friday or Thursday. Friday was 15th August, so it was most probably on Thursday. So you choose the conversion actions that you definitely need. So do not choose more conversion actions that will not help your campaign. It would rather confuse the AI. So try to track the minimum and the most important from here. Do not track everything that comes to your mind. If you need to add more goals, you can add from here, like gate direction or anything. If it is a local store, you can choose that option. Then you select performance max from here, and it asks you for the final URL. So final URL is the URL that you want people to land once they click on the ad. So this is like example, since we have been using the same example earlier also. So I'll simply add this as a final URL. This is where I want my traffic to land, and give your performance max campaign a proper name. It's not randomly decided. So right now it's random name. Give it a proper name so that when you are checking, comparing the report against different campaigns, you should have a clear naming convention that will help you do a proper analysis. If you randomly have PMax 1, PMax 2, it would be very difficult to understand what is it for. Like once you have reached here, click next. So this is showing me this because I was trying to create a campaign just to practice before this class. You can simply ignore this and go to the next part. Now this setting, the next part setting is very very critical. We discussed this in the last class also. It's quite similar to that. Conversion is basically two kind of conversions you can track. So both sales and for lead, you'll get only these two goals. If you run a campaign without any objective, then you'll see more goals coming here. But because we have limited to performance max and lead, so we have only two goals here. One is conversion, which we decided on the last screen. Second is conversion value. So out of all the actions, which is the highest value action for you, you can choose the conversion value, but do not choose a conversion value in the beginning. So when you're setting up a new campaign, always try to keep the conversion as a goal. Then the set target option is optional right now. You should not set it up earlier in the campaign. But once you have been in the campaign for, let's say, 3 4 months, and you know that there is certain cost that you can pay, or certain cost that is affordable for you, maybe Google will try to get you conversions at that rate, but it is not guaranteed. So always keep it in like range of your current conversion rate, so that you get the best lead outcome from here. Now the next setting, it is very very critical. So you have to understand something. Performance marketing includes all the inventory. So you have remarketing also as part of the campaign. It will target your existing customers by default. So only customers that you already have, they will also be able to see your ad all the time. So if you want to limit it to only new customers, then you check this option. If you're just starting the campaign, then it doesn't matter whether you're choosing this or not, because you don't have the existing customer. So you should not choose when you're just starting. But if you choose this option, then it will ask you to inform which are your customers. So in that case, You have to upload a list of your customers or contacts that you don't want to show your campaign to, right? At least 1,000 members list should be there before you choose this option. So choose this option once you have the 1,000 leads or maybe 1,000 sales. Then you will be able to restrict the campaign. It will only be visible to people who have not purchased or not filled up your form. Okay, this is critical for your long term success, but do not choose initially when you're setting up. Now, location, we already discussed the location during our last class, so not much difference from there. It is quite similar to the earlier settings that we discussed. But last time when we were trying, there was some setting which was not visible. You were not able to see the exclude option. So when you choose a city or a country, you see option called include or exclude, and then there is third option which is nearby. So exclude is simply means I don't want to show this ad in this city. Let's say I have a clinic in Gurgaon, but I feel that the customers from Faridabad will not reach me. They will simply maybe fill up the form, but then they'll not come because of the distance and because of the traffic conditions. So I might exclude Faridabad and only target Gurgaon. So what happens is when you target a city like Gurgaon or any city at all, there is some spillage that happens in nearby locations. If you specifically want to avoid such spillage, you can exclude cities like this. So let's say around Gurgaon, I don't want to show my ad to all these locations called Patodi, maybe even New Delhi, because I have a clinic and maybe people from Delhi will not be able to reach me on a busy Monday because of traffic conditions, because of the roads condition, because of the flooding and all. So you can simply exclude. So when you exclude, Google will make sure that your campaign is not delivered in those locations. If you don't exclude, then there may be slight spillage here and there where your campaign is visible even outside the areas that you have not selected. Radius targeting is same as earlier. There's no difference in radius targeting. You simply need to add the location and then decide how many miles or kilometers you want to target. So this way you can set your locations properly. Let's say we have already chosen two locations and excluded two locations. We'll go with this setting. Next is you want to choose the language. Language setting is no different from the previous campaign. Add schedule. We discussed it in the last class, so no difference from there. You can set up your ad schedule to run Monday to Friday, weekday, weekend, all days, and set every day and put a separate setting. So you can divide your entire day into 6 blocks and choose separate daytime settings, nighttime settings, morning, evening schedule according to your customer's journey. Start and end date is same, which we discussed earlier. Campaign URL option, if you want to understand this in detail, then look at the class that we did, I think, 2 weeks ago on meta ads, where we discussed the campaign parameters, how to set up the UTM parameters in detail. So you can refer that class. I don't want to repeat that, something that we have already discussed. UTM parameters are very simple. You can supply the UTM value here or the variable, and it will accordingly track what keywords, what campaign name is giving you the kind of results or maybe not so kind of results which you're expecting. Page speed is basically, if you have like conversion set up properly, then you will be able to track the feed also, which means uh, a particular page content will decide what kind of ad or who should be the target audience. So that setting you can do. So right now in this ad account, we do not have any websites linked. That is why we are not able to choose a page feed, but it is simple thing. You just need to add the URL and it will pick up from there. Next is important setting. uh, the device setting. Device setting is quite similar to the search campaign, but you need to understand few things here. Let's say you want to target people who are maybe students, and they are mostly commuting, so they are not sitting on a computer. They have a computer at the home, but when your ad is running 24/7, during the daytime they are in their class, they are in the college, they are in the university campus, and they are not accessing the uh, device, computer device or laptop device. They are mostly on mobile phone, right? So you want to have the maximum utilization of your budget. You can exclude the computer in that case. Your ad will constantly visible on mobile, and the moment you exclude computer, budget will be more allocation, there will be more allocation or focus of the budget on the mobile phones. Similarly, tablets, TV screens, we know that there is not huge adoption of the Google's TV here in India, Android TV. Maybe we can exclude TV screen for now, so that our budget allocation can be proper. Then brand exclusions is basically you can make a list of brands or the branded keywords for which you don't want to display your ad. So this could be any brand. This could be either your competitor brand. Maybe there are some competitor brands that are aggressively bidding, and you don't want to show your ad to on those keywords, because you'll never be able to get the clicks, but you'll end up spending money, right? So maybe you exclude that. And the second use of brand exclusion is basically, let's say for your own website you want to exclude certain pages, you can have the brand exclusion setting done. And if you're organically ranking for those keywords, you don't want to show your ad, right? So you can exclude that. Next is age exclusion. Basically, you don't want to show your ad to certain age groups, you can add that setting here. Just enable age exclusion. And maybe you can exclude any age groups. Let's say your ad is for students, there is a certification course you want to do, and in your case, maybe 18 to 24 and 25 to 34 is the only target. People of this age group, 65 plus, 55 to 64, are not your target consumers. You can uncheck these options, but keep the unknown, because there may be a lot of good inventory which is coming in the unknown sectors, because there may be a lot of people who are browsing incognito or using the device where their age or email ID is not configured. Start and end date is simple. Always set up an end date if you're starting a new campaign. That is very, very important. Now, asset generation. So this is as I told you earlier, this is completely AI generated campaign. So all the settings that we did earlier, nothing of that is required. It will automatically choose what product and services you want to advertise this campaign for. You can add more item in the list. So counseling services, health clinics, mental health, this is what you want to do. Then what makes your product unique, you can add a 3000 word description here. If you want to add more description, you can maybe go to chat gpt and expand this further, or maybe if it is on your website or brochure, just take that and go inside chat gpt and update this setting. So this will have your complete description. Then it will choose certain pages on your website, Instagram, Facebook, where it will choose the images from. So these are the source of images that are already there on your website. It will accordingly choose, and you can click on generate assets, and it will automatically generate the ad copies, the videos, images, everything, right? And here you have the option to add your own asset also. Like you can add the business name, which is basically the name of your brand. Then next is you can add the logos. So there will be at least 5 logos you can add. If you want to upload it from your computer, just click here and then upload it from your computer, or you can add from the Google Drive or Dropbox also. So add all the assets here, add logos here, more options. You can go under more option, and maybe if you want to define the colors for your uh, to maintain the brand consistency, you can add the colors also, like choose the colors that are your brand colors. And font, if you have a specific font in your brand that you want to choose, you can choose the specific font from here. Final url is the url that we supplied during the last discussion, the last screen. Now this is the inventory I was talking about. So display inventory, YouTube inventory, YouTube Google Discover is basically when you are watching news items on your Google's home screen on a mobile. That's where the Discover inventory will appear. So this is where your ad will appear in the Discover inventory, right? Next is the Gmail. We already talked about this. So shopping, display, YouTube. So in case of sales, it will also show you the shopping campaign. If you do not have the sales selected in the first screen, then you will see only 4 inventory here. Now it has chosen the headlines. Let's see. You have the option to edit these headlines. You can generate new headlines right here. It will give you new headlines if you want to generate new headlines, or you can choose the headlines that are already there in your headlines setting. You can describe your product here further. Maybe you can copy this description from here, uh, and just describe this here, and it will help you generate more headings, more headlines that you can use. These headlines you can supply from here. If you don't want to use these headlines, then we already have the like uh, custom gem we created in the last class, right? We were discussing about that in the previous class. So you can use the same AI tool, Gemini, and build your custom headings from there. So just go to gemini.google.com, and you will be able to use that gem which we created during our last class. I think, no, no, this is not here. This is in a different Gmail. Let me go there. Yeah, this is here. So let's check it from here. I think this is the ID in which I created the custom gem for you. This one. So any which way you can always use the like any AI tool to generate the headlines. You can supply the URL here, and it will give you the headlines. Google Ads automation. I think it was there somewhere. I don't know. Yeah, but anyway, it's the same thing. If you just want to supply the URL here and talk about Google headlines, it will give you the headlines that you need for your campaign. It's very simple. We already discussed the headline in the last class. We had a detailed discussion on that. So add that here, and then just supply the at least 15 headlines you can supply, and basically it will create the campaign based on the headlines that you have supplied, right? So on YouTube also, this is where your ad will appear, like on the screen, on in form of video, audio, asset. All the asset Google will automatically create. If you have your own assets, you can supply the image, videos, site links here. You can supply all the assets if you have it. If you don't have, then Google will automatically create. If you want to add logos, if you want to add more items inventory in the asset group, you can add it from here, and it will automatically choose those headlines or those videos or those settings. You can add images here, like let's say I want to add these images. These are coming directly from your website or Instagram page. Basically, they have already scanned all the data that you have on your images. Let's say if I like this one, then I can choose this one, select this one, and I can decide on what ratio I want to show this image for. This looks better, so I'll choose this one or select both. Let's go this one. Then here also in the asset library, you can use that image that is there. These are the images that was uploaded earlier. You can also generate the image. You can describe the prompt here, and right inside your ad library you will be able to generate images which are related to your brand. Just add the keyword here related to the keyword. It will show generate the images for you, and you can use those images in your ad if at all you need to do that. But if you want to create custom images, like you need to supply the high quality images, so do not depend too much on the images that are generated right inside Google. If you want to learn about creating image using Canva, using AI tools, then I think in the first or second week we discussed the creative marketer thing in detail. So there you will be able to generate the like use that course to generate the ad copies or images as you need, as much you need, and you keep selecting the images that is either they are either AI generated or something that you created. Once you have selected all the images, you can also select the videos. Like if you have video inventory, you can select the videos from here. Just add the videos. So video will appear on your YouTube channel, like on the YouTube ads. It will also appear on other partner websites that are partner with Google. It can also appear in your Google Discover as part of YouTube video only. So it can appear everywhere when you're running the ads. Site links, we already discussed the site links in the last class. Site links are the link that appear right here when we are looking for the ad, when we are running the ad. This is where your site link will appear, right? We discussed that in last class. So if you want to refer back, these are the site links. Basically we discussed this, right? You can build the site links, call out. It is quite similar to the search campaign in that case. Next is call to action. Call to action, you can decide, do you want to keep it automated, which means for every inventory Google will have its own call to action depending on what the customer is looking for. Next is more asset types, where you want to add some promotion, prices, structured snippet, lead forms. So just like Facebook's lead form ad, Google also have a lead form here. So you don't even need people to go to your website. You can add a lead form right here inside your campaign, and what all information you need from the customer, you can add that here. You need their name, email ID, phone number, country, city, or a custom question, you can ask and add that here. And this form will appear right on the top of the Google ad. It can also appear on your YouTube screen when you're watching the ad, and your customer will be able to fill up the detail from there itself, and it will be available for download in your Google ad campaign. So you don't even have to send your customer on a website. Let's say you're running special promotion, you can add your special promotion option from here. Like you can configure the entire promotion right inside this campaign only. What kind of promotion is it? Is it a monetary discount? Do you have percentage? Do you have a limit up to what percent or up to what monetary discount people can get? So these settings you can do here. Final URL, where the customers can know more about the promotion. What kind of promotion is this? A promotional code? Is this barcode? How do the customer get the promotion? That is also detail. Now in the promotion tab, you can also, when let's say you're running sales on a particular time period, you can choose the date by which the campaign promotion should automatically end. So if you choose a start and end date, if it is let's say 5-day sale, it will automatically stop delivering after 5 days if you set up the date properly. So this is the promotions tab basically. Then you have prices is basically, do you want to show prices in your ad? You can add prices from here, and it will be visible within your ad. So this is how your price will be visible once you add it. Add the header of the price and the like amount here, and it will automatically show your ad, show your starting from, right? So this is where you add, and this is how your ad copy will be configured once you add the prices. You've seen, right? This is the preview. So this is where your ad will be visible. Now do you want to have a different URL for mobile? That is also configurable. If you want to send your mobile traffic to a faster URL, you can add it here. So this is for price. Then other settings are quite similar to the search campaign. Structured snippet, we already discussed in the last class. There are a lot of structured snippets like call out and others. You can configure those from here. Call out is here. Structured snippet also you can configure from here. Structured snippet is basically three items that appear right here: value 1, value 2, value 3, like this. Select a header type, what kind of call out options you have. Let's say for a psychological counseling, what kind of, you can select types are basically t-shirt, mugs. Okay, you can select models or like service catalog, whatever is applicable to you. It might not be applicable for certain criteria. You can maybe select courses, and within courses you can say relationship counseling, like this you can add. And this is where you will appear, so it will show the word courses also. So choose carefully. whichever is applicable for your case. It might not be applicable for all kind of ads. Let's say if you're running courses, if you're an education brand, then courses might be applicable. Degree program is a different thing. Destination is for travel, hotel, basically, or the hospitality industry. Then insurance coverage is for hospital and medical related ads. So these are different options that you can use when you're running the ad for structured snippets. And then next is, let's say I don't want to add any structured snippet here. Next is call out options. Call out, we already discussed in the last class. If you want to refer back, go back and check from there. Basically, four bullets you can add, and all those bullets will appear below your campaign, like below your ad copy. This is just to increase conversion, just to give more information to the customer. Now, this is the most critical part of your campaign. What kind of search themes you want to target? You can add the search themes here. Search themes are basically the broader form of search query. It's not exactly the keywords. So you want to give broader theme, right, on which your ad should be visible. Then this is the first party data, which is very, very critical for giving you the right audience signals. Basically, you can add the new segment of your data. You can upload a complete list or something here, and it will automatically pick data based on the like segment. So maybe people who are there on your YouTube, people who are there on your Google Analytics, a certain segment within your Google Analytics. If it is configured with your campaign, then you will be able to choose it from here. Next is customer list. So customer list is basically complete customer list you will be able to upload. But as you see this here, for a medical related campaign, you cannot target people specifically based on their personal data. So Google does not allow the customer list uploading for a psychological related campaign or any medical related campaign. Same is applicable for political campaign also. Lead form submitted, people who have submitted a specific lead form, you want to segment them based on the data, you can upload there here. If people who have visited on a website, do you want to build your customers based on that, you can use that data here. So this is the audience signal basically. So if you remember, when we were configuring the search campaign, we were giving the proper keyword and everything, right? Here you don't have to give entire keyword list. It does not require your keyword list here. You can just simply like supply the broader theme up to up to 50 themes you can supply. So something like this. Let's say if this is your keyword, you can add these kind of themes. Broader themes you just need to add here, and it will automatically show your ad according to that theme. Audience signal, any question about the audience signal? You have to upload your entire database here. If you have saved audience signals, you can choose from here, and you can like build the audience signal based on this. So your data segment, we already discussed about the data segment. So these are different data segments that are available. People who have visited your YouTube channel, people who have been part of your Google Analytics, certain segment you can choose. You can also choose the website visitor. You can build a customer list. You can also choose the people who have submitted your lead form and use that as a signal. Signal is basically giving more detail to your ad campaign, like which kind of audience you want to target, right? So that's what you define in the signals section. As exclusion, we have already enabled in the previous sections. Audience signals, you can define demography, interest. This is where, this is the most critical audience signal you can give. It is quite similar to the detailed targeting option that we had in Facebook, right? Here you can target people who are in market for certain thing. Let's see if it shows us. So all the in-market data will be available here. I think it does not show the in-market audience for this particular industry. But if there are in market audience for any of these categories, you can choose them. So let's say you want to target people who have recently married, you want to target people who have uh, purchased marriage related items, gift items maybe. If you browse, it will give you the general idea. Life event also you can target. Let's say people who have started new business, you want to offer your coaching program to people who just started a new business, you can choose from here. Life event, you can choose from here. Detailed demographics, Google has a lot of data about you. So parental status, marital status, education, home ownership status, affinity, what kind of affinities you have, banking, finance. So these are different cohorts on which your ad can be supplied. So this is the specific information that you get from your ad targeting. And once you give the audience signals, let's say we gave two audience signals. Let me remove this council part here. If you want to save this audience as a specific name, you can enter the audience name here and you will be able to reuse this audience later if you need it for a different campaign. So saving or your audience is always a good idea. If in case you want to exclude those audience from certain campaigns, the saving audience will really help you. So this is where you set up your average daily campaign, how much you want to spend on daily basis, decide on the budget that you have right now. This is Google, so Google will always keep trying to show you that your budget is not up to the final one, you need more budget. So this is where you, this is how you completely set up your performance max campaign. When you're trying to make it live, this will ask you for some security verifications basically. So once this is set up, it will show you what is missing from your campaign. Like, do you want to add brand guidelines? Right now we have not added these things, so these are the errors before the ad goes live. We have not added any logo, we have not added brand guidelines in detail. So this is critical for Google to show your ad properly in the PMax setting. And these are the two critical issues I need to fix before the ad can actually go live. So right now we have not supplied the long headline and the brand guidelines. So basically these are the things that you have to supply in order to, so we have not talked about the long descriptions here, we have not supplied the long headlines. So long headlines are also part of the ad. Basically there are three kind of headlines here. Short headlines are basically one or two words, it is only 30 characters. Long headlines are 90 characters, quite similar to description, but it appears beside the headline, under the headline basically, right? So one, Google can build different combination like one long and one short headlines before the description appears, right? And once you keep adding all the information, your ad score, your quality score will keep going up. So it will show your ad strength basically here, based on what is your current strength of ad, how much inventory you have filled up. Like, it is not indication of the quality, so do not take it otherwise. If it is 100% complete, it does not mean your ad is good. It simply means all the information that Google needed, all the site link, image, video, description, you have supplied all the information. Does not mean that information is really good, it just means that you have completed the form 100%. That's the only meaning of this. So do not get confused that you have very good score but still your ad is not delivering. Do not make that assumption, please. Now any questions? Let's discard this, I don't want to complete this anyways. Any questions on the PMax campaign? Shashank, Anthony, Tony, Santosh, Palak, Harshit, Shireen, Ome. Any questions on these guys? Whatever we discussed so far, if you have any questions on both search and PMax, we have 5 minutes, we can discuss that right now. Anything you want to know, this is the time. You can ask me now. If you don't have any question, then I'll close this in 5 minutes. Okay, Sivam. So it's good to know that. Uh, do make sure you practice it. We have already covered search and shopping both. So whenever you get chance, make sure you practice that. And today, this is the class for today. Tomorrow we'll discuss the shopping campaign in detail. So we'll have the detailed discussion on how to set up the shopping campaign. And then maybe Thursday or Friday we'll discuss about how to optimize the campaign, how to maybe set up the Google Analytics tracking, and fixing the conversion issues, the common conversion issues. We might have to use a different Google ad account that has all the database data available, so that you have a clear understanding on how to track your users conversion on your website. Any other questions, Tony, Anthony, Shashank, Harshit, or we can close the discussion for today? Anything you want to know before we close it? Guys, make sure you like the video and also subscribe to the channel before leaving. And see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll discuss the shopping ads. We'll go to a, a ad account which has the Shopify campaigns, and we'll discuss in detail how to set up the Shopify campaign properly. We'll also try to use the combination of PMax, Shopify, and search for a shopping ad. Tomorrow's class might be around 1 hour. And anything else before we close today? All right, then that's it. Thank you so much. See you all tomorrow. Make sure you attend all the classes of Google Ads. We'll try to finish Google Ads this week. And next week, Shashank will take the attendance tomorrow. It's already late. So many people have left. Don't worry about the attendance. Your attendance will be marked for today. All right. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you tomorrow and we'll discuss the shopping campaign in detail. And then Thursday and Friday, we'll talk about the optimization. And that's it for Google Ads. Next week, we'll start the AI agents. All right. Thank you so much. Good night. Have a nice day ahead, whatever is left. And see you all tomorrow evening.